Arua city, from the time of its creation, had demand or justification for 4 divisions. And because many cities were passed at that time, government thought it wise that all cities should start with 2 divisions. Now that we are entering another general election, I think it's the right time for government to ensure that the 4 divisions that the Ayivu division should be having are indeed created and given its representative positions at parliament, at division level, and so that the people of Ayivu can, one, benefit from effective representation, and 2, also get services delivered closer to the people.
Honorable, when you look at issues of legislation, you are one of the few MPs from West Nile who has left a footmark in the Parliament of Uganda. And how do you think your absence in the past 5 years, which is going to end like next year in May, been felt in the constituency?
Democracy, it's a democracy at play, and as a country, we are practicing multi-party democracy, and indeed a general election presents opportunity for people to participate in the general elections. Now, in the last general election, there were many people who participated, and the coming general election is going to give opportunity to the voters to re-examine and make a decision from an informed point of view. Those who are there in the 11th Parliament, it's time for them to account. It's time for them to be questioned on what they have done in the Parliament. Of course, we all know the constitutional mandate of the Member of Parliament. 1, to legislate; 2, to pass the budget; 3, to do oversight, and also to represent the people. So therefore, as voters, as we come on ground to seek for their mandate, we expect them to ask for accountability, particularly from those who have been in office. Now, I think, as you mentioned, in the 9th and 10th Parliament, I did sponsor 2 bills, which indeed were successfully passed and enacted into law. That is the Children's Amendment Act and also the Prevention and Prohibition of Human Sacrifice Act. These are now laws in place serving Ugandans. And indeed, that is one upper hand that I have over my opponents, because I have a record in terms of delivering legislation for the betterment or good governance of this country. And it's on this basis that I'm seeking re-election and hoping to do more in the 12th Parliament. So really, Parliament is not about just coming to warm the chairs. It's coming to work for the country. It's coming to speak for the country. I've seen here some candidates coming who cannot even speak now. You wonder why they are coming to pick these nomination forms. Because Parliament is a place for speaking, for talking. It's a place for doing oversight. You do oversight by going to the field. So if you cannot participate actively in these roles, there's no need for you to come here and waste people's time. So I pledge to continue with where I stopped in terms of legislation, in terms of also oversight. I've remembered from the time we passed these legislations, there has been very little work done. The Children's Act, as amended, has not been fully utilized. The Human Sacrifice Act that I spearheaded has not been fully utilized, and yet human sacrifice has continued to happen in our country. So, as the sponsor of this bill, to be able to put the people in the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development and also Ministry of Internal Affairs to task on how they have been able to use the relevant laws that Parliament passed in order to safeguard our children from people who kill them for ritual purposes.
Honorable, when we are covering the 2021 campaigns, I personally witnessed you somehow became a victim to let's say, politics of violence, and as we are heading towards campaigns, what will be your type of politics that you intend to do so that issues of violence and, or let's say, divisionism is not there, and your fellow politicians should be able to avoid?
Politics really should not degenerate into violence. We are brothers and sisters, and we seek to represent people. So there should be no point at which a candidate should use violence as a tool to win support or to intimidate the opponent. My appeal is for calm, for peace, for candidates who have their manifesto and the manifesto of NRM, if they can understand it very well and use it to win the voters. Let's desist. We continue to live together as brothers and sisters.
Okay, lastly from me, we understand politics is like football. At times the game may start well, but in the 90 minutes things may overturn, and just assume it may not be well with you. May God forbid. So what will be your next plan or course of action? Will you decide to run independent, or you will reserve yourself?
I believe the organization of these primary elections this time is going to be better than before. Last time there was a lot of manipulation of the voting processes, but this time we expect a better organization, and I want to believe that the organizers will deliver credible elections. But if I lose in a credible election, I should be able to be civil enough to accept the results and support the winning candidate. And I expect also the same on the other side. Those candidates with whom I'm going to participate or to compete with, if they lose, I expect them to accept loss honorably and also join me in the campaign trail. So really, I think over time, we keep appreciating the participation in these democratic processes, and I believe I'm more informed to handle the results as they may come in the next elections.
Okay, so the one last question. Are you satisfied with this method by NRM party secretariat to want to have joint campaigns for all the aspirants, and also to voting by lining behind candidate of your choice?
No, I think these modes of voting are very good because they happen during daytime. They happen, the voters choose their candidates by lining behind them. And therefore, we expect people to be prepared, especially the candidates to be prepared, to accept that people have a right to choose a candidate. And once they have chosen that candidate, they should be able to go by that decision of the voters.
How about the joint campaign issue?
The joint campaigns are very
good. In some scenarios and some areas, it can turn to be violent.
The joint campaigns will avoid this issue of mudslinging opponents. You all line up there, you are questioned by voters there, you express yourselves there. If you fail to express yourselves before the voters, actually the voters will be able to take a decision at the time of campaigns. So for me, I think it's the best mode of campaigns, and we should, as candidates, we should embrace it, and the party should also maintain it. The only thing is to maintain decorum, because some people want to use such opportunities to cause havoc because they can't express themselves. So for me, joint campaigns are good, and let the candidates express themselves before the voters as and when the opportunity arises. Thank you.
Okay, thanks so much, Honor, for your time. Our viewers, we are still at NRM Party Secretariat, where we are covering politicians from Western region, and we've just finished interviewing Honorable Atiku Benard, who was the MP for Ayivu division. He served for 10 years, and during 2021 general elections, he was defeated by Honorable Lematie John to come back to that position, and he has today come here to express his interest and also take nomination form. And when we were talking with him, we asked him about the things that he was able to do in 10 years, and also why he feels like he needs to come back and serve the people. And he has given his views about it. He has also appreciated the decision by the NRM Party Secretariat to make sure